Thank you very much for your time. My name is Eric DeVore. I am a deputy coroner and director with the Riverside Sheriff's Association, representing the deputy coroners and corporals of this department. I am here today to discuss the need for the sworn personnel of the Coroners Bureau to be switched from miscellaneous retirement to safety retirement, because deputy coroners of the Riverside County Sheriff Coroner's Office are sworn peace officers under California Penal Code 830.35. And 830.35 reads, "The following persons are peace officers whose authority extends to any place in the state: the coroner and deputy coroners. In carrying out our duties under Government Code 27491, we as deputy coroners enforce several laws within the Penal Code, Probate Code, Health and Safety Code, Civil Code, Business and Professions Code, and the Government Code. We receive post-training and post-certifications as peace officers. We are required to qualify quarterly and maintain our perishable skills. We respond in vehicles equipped with emergency lights for critical incidences, mass fatalities, and scenes where transportation infrastructure is impacted, such as freeways, as well as commuter and freight trains. We deal with danger on any given scene, including terrain that can range from a lost hiker on a remote mountainside where we have to rappel down the side of a cliff, to a crashed plane in a remote area where we either have to hike several miles to get to it, or we have to be hoisted in by helicopter to conduct a death investigation and to recover a body. Now, you can barely see it in this photo, but there is a deputy coroner on the ground at the top of the plane trying to hold the plane in place to keep it from being moved by the helicopter. We also do the water recoveries, fire recoveries like unsafe structures, including this one where a plane crashed into a residence, and deputy coroner is required to go into that unstable, unsafe, burned out residence in order to conduct a death investigation and recover the body, as well as deputy coroners responding to incidences like the Camp Fire in Butte County that some of our deputies and sergeants responded to under mutual aid to assist in death investigations. One of the dangers we face is in making death notifications. Much like a traffic stop for patrol, making death notifications is not something you're ever truly, fully prepared for. Regardless of how much training you have, when you walk up to that vehicle or that resident's door, you don't actually know what is going to happen, how they are going to respond. We don't know what is waiting for us on the other side of that door, if they are gang members or even people who just don't like law enforcement, or how they will react to the notification. Will they become violent? We are dealing with individuals who just received the worst news of their lives and are emotionally charged. There is an expectation to act, to protect life, and to defend ourselves. As deputy coroners, we also have to respond to different types of scenes with known and or unknown dangers like COVID, fentanyl, valley fever, and future possible unknowns. Our coroners are level 1 hazmat certified, as there are scenes we have to respond to involving chemical suicides, clandestine labs, and chemical explosions in which we must enter the scene with hazmat so that we can get to the body to conduct our investigation. We also have coroners who are members of the department dive team, as well as the coroner's incident response team, or CERT, who are trained in hoisting from helicopters, rappelling from cliffs, bouldering, tunnel recoveries, and water recoveries, all with no additional compensation. We do not have a choice where we respond for a death investigation. We have to go to the scene regardless of where it is or how dangerous it is. Mental wellness is another big point. We're investing in our deputies and we want them to stay healthy. As deputy coroners, all we see is death: a baby mauled by a family dog, a child murdered by a family member, teen suicides, mangled and dismembered traffic fatalities, burned remains, mass fatalities from a bus crash like the one depicted in these photos. With each deputy coroner handling around 600 death cases per year, This is what we see and deal with every single shift. Then when we finish the scene, we have to make notifications to families. We deal with the emotions of the families and we pick up those pieces, usually long after everyone else has left the scene. This ultimately takes a toll on a person. The stress of dealing with infectious diseases and dangerous chemicals are examples of what we are being exposed to and what we are in turn exposing our coworkers to, or worse yet, taking home to our families. The average retirement age for a deputy coroner is 55, well below the expected age of 60 to 62. In fact, the newest deputy coroners are currently at a retirement formula of 2% at 62. I have the overwhelming support of the deputies, corporals, sergeants, the lieutenant, and the commander of the Coroners Bureau, along with the full support of the Riverside Sheriff's Association and the Law Enforcement Management Unit. Other counties with safety for their coroners include Sacramento County, Orange County, and San Bernardino County. In fact, Sacramento County provides their deputy coroners with the same safety benefits as their patrol deputies, even though they don't go through the full academy. We as deputy coroners have been asking for safety retirement for several years. Previous RSA MOUs covering the years 2001 through 2016 included language that the county would not oppose safety for coroners. This was removed in its entirety in the imposed terms under the previous administration of former Sheriff Stan Sniff. Per CalPERS, Riverside County is local safety and only requires the approval of the county to switch coroners to safety retirement. The wording of the previous MOUs and in Article 6, Section 2, Subsection A of the imposed terms refer to the county's contract with CalPERS, further showing that Riverside County is indeed local safety. We're requesting that if safety is applied to coroners, that it start on the hire or promotion date to deputy coroner. With the Bureau being so small, we anticipate that the fiscal impact would be minimal, but we are awaiting the projected numbers from the county. In the long run, it becomes more challenging to retain deputies after the age of 50 due to the physical and mental impact of this job. Our current coroner personnel are willing to pay the percentage difference from their hire dates as deputies. As you can see, the Coroners Bureau currently consists of 33 total sworn personnel, 24 deputies, 2 corporals, 6 sergeants, and 1 lieutenant. Why is this important now? Fortunately, the current pandemic has proved to be less deadly than initially thought. However, we do not know what the next pandemic will bring. While law enforcement has the option to stay outside, coroners do not have that option. They must go in and handle the body and conduct their investigation. Deputy coroners literally put their health and lives on the line in carrying out their duties. They do their duties despite these risks, truly exemplifying service over self. While coroners wear the same uniform as patrol and carry firearms, a badge, and handcuffs, coroners have long been overlooked in regards to safety. Now more than ever is the time to make that right. Thank you again for your time and for your consideration.